and welcome to Annie's awesome virtual adventure. My name is Annie, and I would love to see all you guys participate with me today. We have so much stuff to do today. We're going to see some animals, we're going to be doing some doodling, and we have a special surprise for you all about my discoveries at the Louisville Zoo. So stay tuned, because we have so much to do. Come with me. That was a fun ride. Now, I want you guys to meet some special friends of ours. The animals and the people that keep them, or the keepers. Hi.
Hi.
Who are you?
I'm Katie.
Hi, Katie.
Yeah, hi.
And who's this?
This is Dove. Dove lives here at the zoo in our education building where I work.
Awesome. So you're an educator?
Yeah, here at the Louisville Zoo, educators are teachers for classes and camps and meeting people like you who have questions, but we also help take care of the animals that live in our building.
Good, because I have a lot of questions.
Excellent.
What is Dove?
Dove is an African pygmy hedgehog. So she is a small animal with some big spines on her back. Her fur on the back, the keratin that makes up her fur, that is the same material that makes up our hair and fingernails, forms these spikes, which help protect her from predators. Because when you look at her sweet little face, she doesn't have big teeth, right? And she doesn't have super sharp claws.
Oh, wow.
So she needs those spines.
Friends, can you see? She does really have a sweet face. She's really cute.
Yeah, and she uses her nose to smell around. She's looking for her favorite thing. She likes to eat insects, so she's called an insectivore.
Insectivore. So, I have a question.
Okay.
About this keratin.
Yes.
You said that it's the same thing that our hair is made of?
Yes.
Whoa. So, I can maybe grow spikes out of my hair?
I mean, you could try. Probably for a human, we would need hair gel or something because our hair isn't as thick as Dove's spines are.
Good idea. I'm going to get some hair gel. And then I'm going to look like Dove.
Sounds good.
Wow. So, can you touch Dove?
You can touch Dove if you're very careful and gentle. You would touch her down her back with just 2 fingers very gently so that you don't hurt her. Because anytime we touch an animal, it's just like when somebody touches a human, right? If somebody pokes you really hard in the shoulder, that hurts. Or if somebody puts their hand up on your face when you don't want it on your face, that feels uncomfortable.
You're right. That does feel uncomfortable. Oh, okay. Wow. Oh, look at Dove. Hi, Dove. That's amazing. Well, thank you so much for showing us Dove.
You're welcome.
Friends, have you ever seen a hedgehog before? I know I haven't. So that's my first time seeing one. It was amazing. Oh, and who's this?
This is Pelota. Pelota is a 3-banded armadillo. She has 1, 2, 3 bands here on her back that help her curl up into this ball.
Wow. So where's the rest of her?
Well, it's all curled up under here. This ball, her armor for an armadillo is made out of keratin, just like Dove's spines and our hair. But hers is thicker and harder, and it feels when you touch her like you're touching your own fingernails. It's kind of smooth like that.
Oh, so it's not like hair, it's more like fingernails.
Yeah, and she is the biggest an armadillo can get and still curl up all the way. So there are larger kinds of armadillos, like the 9-banded ones that you might see in Texas, but they don't curl up all the way because they're too big. They have too much body. So this is her head here and her tail. And they meet right here at the top, so she has complete armor.
Friends, have you ever seen an armadillo before? This is amazing.
Yeah, she's pretty cool. She has another thing in common with Dove. She likes to eat insects too.
Oh, so she is an insectivore?
Yes.
Wow.
That is the special science word for an animal that likes to eat insects.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, what else can you tell me about her?
So armadillos are pretty cool. They're a kind of mammal called a xenarthran, which is a special family of mammals that only has 3 members: armadillos, anteaters, and sloths.
Whoa, armadillos, anteaters, and sloths are all related?
They are.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Well, they don't even look like each other.
Not all animals that are related look similar. Like an elephant is a cousin of the manatee.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Well, I thought that manatees were called sea cows. Maybe they should be called sea elephants.
I mean, that would be pretty cool.
I think so too. Wow.
Yeah.
Can I take a selfie with Pelota for evidence?
Sure. You ready?
I'm ready.
Okay.
Okay. Say Annie.
Annie.
Perfect.
Excellent.
Wow. This is amazing. And what was that word again?
Xenarthrin.
Xenarthrin. Friends, can you say that word? Xenarthrin. That's a big word.
It is. It's a pretty cool word. It starts with an X, which
An
is really
X?
neat. Uh-huh.
Wow, finally I know another X word other than xylophone.
I know.
Finally. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I learned a lot today.
I
Thank
am
you
so
so
glad.
much, Kate.
You're welcome.
Well, you and Pelota have a good day.
Thanks.
Bye.
You too. Bye.
Have you guys ever seen a Xenarthrin before? Or anyone in the family of that? Sloths, anteaters, and armadillos. Maybe we'll get to see another one of those cousins later on today. But first, I want to present to you my expose of the Louisville Zoo in a video that I helped make for the Louisville Zoo. I think you'll enjoy it. There's a lot of discoveries that I had that I want you guys to know about too. So, I want you to count down with me, okay? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, roll it.
Stop right there. This book reveals one of the biggest cases of all time. Do not continue unless you want to hear the truth. It will be gritty, eye-opening, and really, really true. I'm Annie, kid, detective, journalist, a sleuth for the truth, the uncoverer of cover-ups, the gator and investigator. I crack cases before I could walk.
Hey, Annie, what you doing?
Hey, Marcus. Telling these guys my master plan to uncover the truth. I'll tell you, if you can handle it.
Sure, I think. What are you working on?
It all started the other night. My mom said we should visit the Louisville Zoo. It just turned 50 years old, and then it hit me. This place has been around for 50 years, but I've only known about it since I was 5. Does that add up? I don't think so. I asked myself, who are these zoo people, really? So I came up with an elaborate plan to break this case wide open. Annie's elaborate plan to break this case wide open. Suspect, the Louisville Zoo, a place for family fun, or secret underground mustard factory. No. Source of weird smell under bed. No. Home of giant talking pumpkin? Get spy gear. Camera, check. Binoculars. Tape recorder, check. Night vision goggles. Now, how to get there? Dear Mom, please drive Marcus and me to the Louisville Zoo tomorrow. I have included a hug voucher as payment since I spent my allowance on spy books. Love, Annie. P.S. This is a top secret mission. This message will self-destruct in a recycling bin. Now for disguises. Steve the zookeeper? Butterfly? Bush? Butterfly bush? Journal entry. Undercover mission is a go. So far, my partner and I have gone undetected. First stop, elephants.
Actually, our first stop was for ice cream.
Weird ball of hay? Why so high? Person with something very stinky? Gross smell, sweet mystery. Bucket of fruits and veggies? No blueberries? Who are these keepers? What are they keeping? Evidence suggests suspicious activity everywhere. Who are these people?
They're the zookeepers. They're taking care of the yard so the animals have a great place to stay.
Keepers? What are they keeping? Secrets?
Did you hear that?
Journal entry. Strange chirping sound. Must investigate. These keepers must be behind a secret ring of competitive bird callers. I knew this mystery was good.
Oh, look, an animal training.
That was cool. The zookeepers use whistles to train animals. They blow the whistle and it tells the animal, "Good job." She said they use training for veterinary care.
Do you smell that? Something smells fishy. I've got it. Headline: Zoo drains major lake, steals fish for personal gain.
I think they get the fish from the kitchen.
What does a zoo need with a kitchen? It isn't a restaurant.
It kind of is. It takes a lot of food to give all the animals healthy diets. Fresh fruit like bananas and apples are delivered every day.
Bananas and apples? Every day? What about the other fruits? Do they hate blueberries?
There are probably blueberries too.
Journal entry. Blueberries seem to be part of this cover-up. What was that?
I think you mean who? His vest said hospital.
Hospital? This is it! This is what we've been waiting for! Zoo tricks kids into getting checkups, all shots, and no lollipops or stickers afterwards! Ah! Wait!
It's for the animals. They live here and need around-the-clock care. Anytime they have a problem, the zoo vets help them. They do give checkups, just not to kids.
Come on, I want to see the orangutans before we go. This is the most important discovery of my career. Journal entry, animals missing, no orangutans, just a babirusa pig. Where are the orangutans?
I think you're getting carried away again. Let's look around.
Outside? How did they get here?
Journal entry, animals seem to be moving from one place to another. Only one explanation. The animals are using secret tunnels.
Oh, look, a blueberry.
I'm sure it's not tunnels, but let's ask that guy.
Who are you exactly?
I'm John, the zoo's director.
Director? So you're the boss? Journal entry, zoo boss teaming up with blueberry farmers? How did the orangutans get outside?
Through passages. They're a little like tunnels or bridges.
Incredible! Passages! I knew I was right about those tunnels. Animals can move around and get new smells and experiences and all kinds of new stuff. I really don't know why you suspected anything.
Me?
Just another day in the life of a detective. Great work, partner. This case is closed.
Let's go home.
Now on to the next case. What do we really know about aquariums?
Welcome back, everyone. Wasn't that amazing? All of those discoveries about the Louisville Zoo that I never knew before, and hopefully you know now too. And really, ask yourself, what is it with aquariums? Maybe we'll find out. But for now, I have a very special guest for us. It's the person that wrote all of those stories about me at the zoo, Miss Kim Allgeier.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi, how are you, Annie?
I'm well. How about you?
Pretty good.
Good, because I have some questions.
Okay.
All right. First question, what do you do at the zoo?
Well, I'm in charge of the education department at the zoo, which means I get to work with a great staff in the education department, like our zoo teachers, like Miss Katie, who you just met, and Mr. Fred, who you'll meet soon. And our keepers to design and do some cool education programs for kids, like our camps and our field trips and family programs, and sometimes even children's books.
Wow. Now, that is super interesting. So you basically are in charge of all the children that come to the zoo?
Yeah, pretty much.
That's amazing. Wow. Okay, next question. What was your inspiration for writing The Truth About Zoos?
Well, I think what really inspired me to write the book was seeing all the great work that the staff do here to care for the animals and wanting to share that with as many people as possible. And being an educator, I really love the idea of telling that story from the perspective of a child. And not just any child, a child like you, Annie, one that's really curious, adventurous, a little bit outrageous, who really wants to understand her world. And I also love the idea of her not necessarily understanding what she saw when she came to the zoo, so making some assumptions that may or may not be right so that I could introduce the character of Marcus, who represents a kid who really does know a lot about zoos, who can help her understand what she sees when she sees it. And I think what's really special about this book is that when you and Marcus are on your adventure through the zoo, the things that you see aren't necessarily things that are secret or hidden. They just sometimes go unnoticed by people, but they're things that anyone can see anytime they come to the zoo. So I'm hoping that families will read this book together and that they'll learn a lot about who we are and what we do, and maybe they'll even laugh a little bit too.
I hope they do. I had such a fun time doing it. And Marcus is super smart. He's not here with us right now, but he's such a good friend of mine. One last question.
Sure.
What is your favorite animal?
Well, it's really hard to pick just one. I have a lot of favorite animals, but for today I'll say that my favorite is the meerkat. I think they have a really interesting way of living together in groups, and I think they're just really interesting and fun to watch, and I think they're also a little bit funny.
I really loved them in The Lion King. They were super fun. My favorite animal is the giraffe or the penguin. I think that since their sizes are so different, they're both super good at being spies.
That's probably true.
Mm-hmm. A giraffe can see everything, and a penguin can get in all the small places, especially if they're small like the penguins in Madagascar. Thank you so much, Miss Allgeier.
You're welcome.
I had a lovely time with all those questions. And since we've already talked to the author of the book, let's now talk to the illustrator, who goes by the name of Jay. Ready? Roll it!
Hi, I'm Jay Harrington, and I was the illustrator for The Truth About Zoos, a project I love being a part of because I love the Louisville Zoo and all the great work that they do. Today I'm going to walk you through the process of how I illustrated those animals from the book, and I'm going to show you how you can do it too. And then we're going to go through it step by step. It's fun, it's easy, and all you need is a photo of an animal to start with. All right, let's go.
All right, today I'm drawing Fitz for the Louisville Zoo. This is the program I'm using currently is called Procreate, and the first thing I'm going to do, now if you're following along using paper, what you're going to want to do is take a piece of tracing paper, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to reduce the opacity so it's going to look just like I set a piece of tracing paper on top of my nice photo here of Fitz. What we're going to do is first we're just going to do some sketching so we can figure out exactly what lines we want to use for Fitz, our handsome little Fitz. So we definitely want here. He's got some joints, or a little round here. A little leg there. And the round bottom of his foot. And we can curve up and around. Oop, and there's his other ear. Let's follow his lip. I'm just sort of sketching. See how I'm not being too picky. I'm just finding curves. Sometimes you can accentuate a curve. You can make it a little stronger than it really is. And it doesn't have to be perfect, because right now I'm just sketching. And then later we're going to go back and we're going to clean up these lines, but we're going to use these to guide us. I'm just following those lines. Sometimes there's not an actual line, but you can see where the light changes, and you can add a couple sketchy lines to help you trace that later. I'm going to come around here, and you have to notice he's got a lot of texture right around the edge of his ear. It's not perfectly smooth, so you want to definitely capture those little rumples and little wrinkles and little veins. And come down here, and of course, you know, elephants' feet, they've got a lot of shape. A lot of roundness there, and a little elbow here. You definitely want to catch that shape. Sometimes it's hard to see exactly, and so you kind of want to sketch it out until you get just the right shape. And you don't have to be too picky. And there's the little toenail. He's got little baby elephant toenails. And that round foot, see, there's a little roundness right there. A little roundness in his ankle. Sometimes it helps if you draw a circle. That way you can catch just that little bit of curve. And it really looks nice in the drawing. And of course, he's got his little tail. And he is swishing his little tail around so it's all scrappy. So we're going to add a little more fur for him. There you go, buddy. Get a little more fur on your tail. And they've actually got very strong, bristly little tail hairs. They're probably very good for swatting flies and keeping the buggies off of their skin. And there's his other foot hiding in the shadow. So see, not too perfect, just sort of catching the shapes. He's got a lot of texture. He's got a lot of texture with his skin, which is very strong. We've got a little toenail there. And there's a lot of skin texture there too. But right now we're just going to focus on just the basic lines. And if you look, he's got his little lip right in there. Sometimes little details, if you just catch the right ones, and you just kind of keep practicing. You just sketch and sketch, and sometimes you'll get the wrong one and you can take that one out. Sometimes you get a good one and it's perfect the first time. And just sort of think about all these little detail lines that come in here. And what's nice is when you made this line, now you can follow that. Because you're really going to create that line using hash marks or little strokes, little strikes. Alright, we've got a good elephant sketch. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take, just like if you were going to put a piece of paper over your sketch, So just lower the transparency there, and I'm going to add another piece of paper on top of that so I can see the lines that I made before, all my sketchy lines that are going to help tell me exactly where I want things to be when I do the final drawing. So now we're going to put our final drawing on. I'm going to use a thicker pencil, and if you're using a marker or a pencil or a crayon, you can press harder to make those nice, smooth, dark lines. And remember, you're going to use nice, smooth, dark lines for important lines, like the outside of the elephant, the bottom of his feet, and you use smaller lines for his little toes. So there we go. I'm just going to go through and just retrace nice smooth lines, all the sketchy lines that we created. I'm just tracing them nice and neat. Doesn't have to be perfect. Sometimes, if you're making a line and you want it to be a heavy line that ends in a small line, you can start with a lot of pressure with your pencil or pen or marker, and then reduce that pressure. As you come to the end of the line, just slowly, slowly, slowly start to lift your pencil up. And it makes a very nice effect of fine lines that make it go from heavy to light. And that is how we start a nice sketch of our handsome little Fitz. Alright, now if we take away the sketchy lines and see if we like it. Oh, I can see I missed a spot. I missed his leg. There we go. Alright, there's our Fitz.
Wasn't that amazing, friends? It was so fun to just doodle for a minute. If you saw what I was doodling, it was a part of the Sinarthra family. Do you remember? Sloths, anteaters, and armadillos. Speaking of sloths, we have one more friend to show you, and they are named Sonny. And so you'll be able to see Sonny and their keeper. All right, roll it.
Well, thanks very much, Annie. What a special visit we have from one of our amazing animal ambassadors. This is Sonny, the Linnaeus two-toed sloth. Look how graceful she moves through her exhibit space, brand new. She is so fun to watch. Well, my name is Mr. Fred, and that is Miss Kathleen that is giving her first bite of her dinner. She munched it right up. And we are lucky enough to be part of the animal care team that takes care of Sonny the Sloth. We actually have two sloths here at the zoo, Sonny and Sebastian. But this one right here is Sonny. And she's eating her delicious herbivore diet. Herbivore means that she eats plants. Look at all that beautiful lettuce she's got to munch right in through there. She's eating it right up. Now, some people think that sloths are lazy, but they really only sleep about 8 to 10 hours a day. That's about what I try to get every night. But the thing is they sleep during the day because they're nocturnal. They come out at night. So sometimes when you come to visit, she might be having her rest. But at this time, she's having her meal. One of the favorite things I like to say is they're not lazy, they're stealthy, because they don't move very much. So they're things that like to make a snack out of them, like jaguars and eagles can't find them because they're really still up in the trees. And they can blend in right there. Plus the things that they eat, like lettuce and leaves in the trees, don't have much nutrition. So it takes them a long time to digest them. So they don't move around a whole lot, and they don't have to, because the fruits and things that they like to eat are right in the trees. Some of Sonny's favorites are apples and pear. She likes sweet potato and carrots. Maybe those are some of your favorite ones too. There's a great shot of her eating her favorite. That's endive, one of Sonny's most delicious treats. Well, what do you think, Annie? What do you think of one of our favorite animal ambassadors, Sonny the Sloth?
I think it's so cool. Oh, one more thing, friends, before you go, because we're on our last activity for the day. If you want one of my books, The Truth About Zoos, so that you can have your own adventure, it's possible. The first 500 people to visit and register at mybiglittleadventure.org can have this book for free. Yep, you heard it, free. And in the back of every book is an adventure for you guys, a top secret mission that I have entrusted with all of you. So it'll be fun for you to go around the zoo and have an adventure of your own. And if you're not able to register on mybiglittleadventure.org, make sure to visit the zoo's gift shop or the web store, and you can get the book there as well. Thank you all so much for joining us today. I've had so much fun doodling and looking at animals and interviewing and making sure we get down to the truth about zoos. Make sure to stay curious, stay safe, and have a fun time at Louisville Zoo. Thank you, and bye.